Hey everybody, welcome to the shop today. I got something really neat and something we don't often see here in Colorado, but I was scrolling the pages of Gunbroker and snatched this up for a whopping $87. This is a French Berthier made in Saint-Étienne it's a model 1892 made in 1895. How cool is this, everybody? I think this is worth the money every day of the week. Now, it is bubbaed. Someone did, a very decent job bubbling it. There's no doubt. This is not the taste that I would prefer in a bubba, but it is bubbaed. But one of the nice things about it is, let's look at all three serial numbers are matching. So we've got a model 1892, and this would be an artillery carbine, set up with a bayonet, which doesn't come with this, but should have a bayonet. And I think this is really, really cool. The metalwork is in very, very good shape. It's got a lot of finish on it. Really, really nice looking finish on it. And the rifle is complete and seems to be quite operable. So, one thing that is kind of shocking to me is how bad this trigger is. Now, let me see if I can get this on camera, but so there's the wall. You can actually audibly hear the trigger stopping. But then there's another mile of creep, and then a totally vague release. That's a really crappy trigger. But, okay, it's 1892. I get it. We're not talking about super high precise triggers and everything like that. So, alright. This rifle is chambered in 8mm Lebel, which I don't have any ammunition for, so I'm going to have to go find some ammunition for this to go fire this. I've heard 8mm Lebel is kind of hard to come by, but we can always make some if we have to. Let's take this apart, get this out of the stock, and see what it looks like under the wood. I have a feeling there's going to be no surprises. I think the metalwork on this is actually going to be in very, very good condition, which is good because there is a very sizable crack in the wood, and I would judge this as probably not safe to shoot because of it. It is a very, very large crack. When we get the metalwork out, I'll show you the crack. It's quite a devastating crack. So let's remove the bolt now. To remove the bolt, we got to take out this screw right here, which captures the bolt head. And it should be just a little short screw, just like that. Then slide the bolt back. You'll see there's a little channel right here where the bolt head can turn, and then should be able to just turn the bolt head just like that until this keyway comes out of this bolt head retention block right there, and then the bolt head should just come right off and the bolt comes right out. Then you can just pull the bolt head out of the little raceway right there, and we're ready to keep going. Okay, once you remove this side screw out of the side of the receiver, then the trigger guard and magazine comes out. And just basically inspecting it, it actually looks pretty decent. So, nice and clean, just what we like to see. Now there's a hidden screw, which I was expecting. Somehow, that actually doesn't look like it actually belongs on this rifle. It's kind of weird. It's loose and wobbly. It looks like a hardware store machine screw. Huh. Yeah, totally a hardware store machine screw. And that was the rear action screw. Probably not correct. Seems like the proper thread, but that is definitely not correct. Oh. Boy, other than that, some fancy markings on the bottom side of the barrel. And literally absolutely no surprises, which is what I was figuring. Now this has a little sling loop, and I'm guessing it's just soldered onto the end of the barrel. My idea and my goal is if I can find a nice original military M92 stock for this, I would love to set this back to original condition. So that's my goal. Now, something that I find really interesting is, you know, the French, they always got to do their own thing and be the French. The trigger guard actually has a little hook right here, and there's a little dowel, and the front of the trigger guard hooks into the front of the receiver. The rear of the trigger guard is actually held in with a side screw. So instead of traditionally having a bolt, kind of clamshell around the stock, if you will, it actually uses this side bolt through and holds the trigger guard, trigger, magwell, and everything to the receiver with this little screw and this little front hook. I find that kind of interesting. But with this giant crack running through the stock all the way back here, looks like pieces of it was pinned at some point. You can see it coming all the way through the inside, down. I knew this was going to be a devastating break. This one bothers me because this is all loose. So I'm going to be on the lookout for a proper stock for this. Or if I can't find a proper stock at the moment, even just a nicer stock for this, just so it can be shot. But yeah, this is the Berthier M92 made by Saint Etienne in 1895, shooting 8mm Lebel. What do you guys think? I think it'll be a fun little rifle. Catch you on another video. Bye.